And good afternoon, everyone. This is the Flagler Weather Update. Today is January 3rd, 2026. Happy New Year. And we're going to start talking about the front and storms and what the weather's going to do the next several days here. Whoops. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me get my audio taken care of here. I know my audio is working, that's for sure. So, first thing I want to show you is we do have a front coming in, a round of unsettled weather with it. Right now, not much lightning. There's a little bit of lightning right there. I saw a little blip of lightning out offshore. So there is a potential for thunderstorms, or at least right now, we're not seeing that, at least looking at the satellite imagery. Let's get into details here of what's expected. Get into the National Weather Service Facebook page, website here. And we're going to talk about several different things. So there is a potential for some strong storms associated with this activity. The risk of stronger storms is generally going to be off to our north and west here. But we're close enough that we'll have to keep an eye and see what's going to be happening with this, especially in the latter part of the evening. The main concerns are going to be gusty winds up to 40 to 60 miles per hour, possibility of some small hail. We cannot rule out the odd tornado. Again, the better chances of that are going to be in this darker color, this darker green area that's off to our north and west. So that's going to be the better chances of getting thunderstorms and the potential of severe weather. Again, that is very low risk. Green is the lowest risk on the scale. But with all that being said, with the sun getting out, the sun heats the land, and it can destabilize the atmosphere a little bit and give some fuel for thunderstorms to fire up. So we will have to watch and see how that plays out. Again, we haven't had any stormy weather in quite some time, so make sure that you are signed up for Alert Flagler. Just Google that, Alert Flagler. You can find the sign-up page, or check your weather radio, check your weather apps, and make sure you've got a way to get warnings in the event that we have any. It's going to get quite windy offshore Sunday as that front goes by, so if you're a boater, just be aware of that. And we are in moderate drought right now in Flagler County, the worst drought conditions to our north and west. Hopefully this rain that we're going to get is going to help mitigate that a little bit. So what's going on here? So we do have a front that's slowly moving in, a couple low pressure systems along it, and then as this pushes through slowly, as we get into Sunday, that front slowly sinks to our south. It's going to get a little breezy on the back side of it there and cool off a little bit. Not dramatically. It's not going to be as cold as it was the other day, but it will be cooling off a little bit. And then this system slowly pulls off to the south, allowing high pressure to build in a little bit, giving us a little bit better settled weather and a little bit clearing skies and mild temperatures overall. So let's take a look what's going to be happening with what's going on out there. So let's first talk about rainfall. Let's get to that, and we'll talk about the rainfall chances here. So right now for today, running right around 30%, 40%, better chances in the north part of the county. Now tonight we have a pretty high chance of rain overall, about a 60% chance countywide. And it's going to look like we're going to see a couple rounds of showers and thunderstorms pass through the area. This activity, it's not going to last all night long, but it'll be coming, there'll be several waves of it here. So about a 60% chance of showers and storms. And then once we get to tomorrow, those rain chances drop off. Rest of the week, we stay dry, and we don't see any of the rain chances getting into the forecast. How much rain are we going to get? Let's go ahead and look at how much rain we're going to see here. Looks like up to a half-inch of rain. And up to a half-inch of rain across the entire county. There could be some locally heavier amounts if we get any thunderstorms. Again, that's the thing to watch. What are the risk of severe thunderstorms? Again, just looking at this again, and it looks like the higher chances are going to be to our north and west right now. So let's go ahead and get on back to our forecast now. How about how cold is it going to get? Today's going to be a pretty warm day. High temperatures getting up into the mid-70s, maybe even getting near 80 inland, but largely lower 70s beaches because that ocean temperatures in the low 60s. Inland locations like Bunnell, 77 degrees, getting near 80 there. Out by Mondex, Andalusia, 75, 76 Cody's Corner, Palm Coast, 76. Marineland of Florida, 72. So tonight, though, we're going to see those temperatures cool off a little bit with that front, getting down into the 50s. Again, not as cold as it's been as of late. Sunday's going to be a little bit cooler, and it could be kind of a cloudy day. We're going to stay in the 60s for highs throughout the day on Sunday rather. Lower 60s beaches, mid 60s inland. How about tomorrow night? We're getting down right around 50 degrees, maybe some upper 40s inland, and maybe lower 50s coastal and upper 50s immediate beaches. Again, at ocean temperature is right around 66 degrees, so that is going to help keep the air warmer near the beaches. Going through the rest of the week, we don't really see any extreme departures in temperatures here. Looks like we're going to see 70s for highs and 50s for lows. Going towards the end of the week now, looks like we'll start getting near 80 by Friday. And again, looking for low temperatures to be down in the 60s to 50s for lows overnight. But that's what we're seeing with there. Wind gust rate, no wind chill really of any concern. Wind gusts, how the strongest wind gusts are expecting right now. Today you can see a few gusts up to 30 miles an hour, and then maybe up to about 20 tomorrow. But we don't see any real significant winds outside of the risk of thunderstorms. Again, some of those stronger thunderstorms can produce those really strong winds, potentially up to 40 to 60 miles an hour in gusts if we do get any of those. So let's go ahead further into the future. Let's go ahead and take a look further out. What's going to be looking as we go into January. This takes us up to January 12th. Looking for a trend to be above normal January 12th, the way things are looking at this point. It doesn't mean you can't have a few cooler days, but largely it'll be warmer than normal from January 8th rather to January 12th. And take a look at precipitation chances. Look to be maybe near normal. So about normal precipitation, which isn't much that we normally get for this time of year. And looking at the month of January, the rest of January, how are we looking with that? We're looking at temperatures to be averaging above normal and precipitation to be averaging below normal and considerably below normal, which we do need that rainfall. Doesn't mean it's going to stay dry every single day. We could still get the odd weather system that comes through like we're getting today that could produce some rainfall. So to wrap things up, again, look for changing weather conditions. Warm today, thickening cloud throughout the day as this front comes through. Possibility, there's going to be a band of rain or a couple rounds of showers, maybe a spell of rain. There could be some heavier thundery downpours, and amongst those thunderstorms, the odd one could be strong, maybe even severe. But we're not expecting widespread severe storms by any stretch. The bulk of the rainfall and the weather is expected to be after sunset till about midnight. That's when the bulk of it's going to come through. And hopefully we get some good rainfall out of that because we do need it. So that's going to wrap it up. So our next update will be next weekend unless there are significant changes in the middle of the week. Happy New Year, everyone. And again, just a reminder to keep a lookout for the possibility of thunderstorms later on this afternoon, this evening, and into those late night hours. Everybody have a great evening and Happy New Year.